Alright, I live in the South, so we camp all year. Rarely freeze, but we do get a few of them now and again. So when I winterize with air. So it's easy to undo and do again. So I've already winterized this camper right before Christmas. We had the worst freeze I think we've had in memory. We had 4 days were 20 degrees at night and stayed under 32 for the high. That's rare. And my air winterizing methods worked. So went camping again after that, and then got a little bit warmer. Now we're fixing to get a little bit of cold here in the next few nights, so time to winterize once more. So again, my air method just makes it super simple to winterize and unwinterize and winterize and unwinterize, but yet it still protects the camper when it's below freezing for days on end. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is drain my freshwater tank. And it's kind of back here under this slide. So I'll crawl under, and that valve is my freshwater tank dump. Looks a little different on some rigs, but there it goes. And I got a ton of water in here. I think probably 10-12 gallons after my last trip still left. But get it out so it don't freeze. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is drain my water heater. Here, open up this door. Now this is the Atwood water heater. It does not have the anode rod. And in the factory configuration, right down here, it's just going to have a plastic plug. Now I put this drain line in. I've got another video on that. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And we'll see why now, because for multiple winterizations throughout the year, this makes it so easy. So just open up the valve. It's going to start draining, and then it stops draining. But just pop up the TPR valve open. Whoops. Get it in the open, and there we go. So now we're draining the water heater totally and absolutely toolless. Again, check out that video on the channel. I'll try to link it in the description. Alright, next to the low point drain, and it is on the front of my slide. Everyone will be a little different. If we look down, I'm gonna have to get under here good. See the water heater dumping over there still? There's my low point drain. I only have one. Some RVs will have a cold and a hot. And again, factory configuration, this is just going to be a plastic cap or a plug. I've installed a valve there. Again, makes it very easy, much easier, toolless winterization. So I'll try to link that in the description also. So all we got to do is turn around, and our low point plumbing drain is draining. Okay, once we quit draining, then we've got to close everything up so we can pressurize the system with air. So just close that valve back off, and that is it for the water heater. Again, just the greatest thing since man-canned beer. All right. Now we're going to blow out the lines with I got a Ryobi tool battery compressor. I'm sure if you have another tool or tool battery company that you're already using, these will work too. But there is a trick for these tire inflators as opposed to a compressor, what you need to do to blow out these lines. So I'll show you that trick here in a bit. But if you have the Toolless system, or if you just have a city fill, that's what we're going to connect to. That's my city fill. If you have valves, make sure they're set to city fill, and so they won't going to blow out those lines. But to connect this pump to that city fill are a couple adapters. Now the white one on the left here, that was my fit my Ryobi compressor that was like 15 years old. So it quit about 6 months ago. It was again, it's a ancient one, but it worked for a lot of years. But the end of this one, it had a valve, a tire valve, that just snapped on like a bicycle pump or something of that nature. This new compressor has one that threads onto a valve stem. So this adapter has the threaded on valve stem. And again, I'll put links for both of these in the description. Just kind of take a look at your compressor and figure out which one you got. There's that threaded on valve stem for this new one. So we'll hook that up. I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but here's my compressor valve, and we'll just screw that in. I may have to tighten it up with two hands, but you get the picture. Screw that in, and then our Ryobi compressor. That looks just like a tire valve now. So we just screw this onto the adapter. Alright, and right before I crank up some pressure, I need to close my low point drain. It stopped draining. So we've got the low point drain closed up. The water heater over there, we closed that up a minute ago. So everything in the system, the plumbing system, is sealed again, and we'll be able to pressurize it just like pressurizing with air, just like you would pressurize with water when you're connected to a city water system. Okay, next, what makes this Ryobi so nice is, let me turn it on, and then if we can see the screen, yeah, I guess we can see it. It has a pressure setting. So we're gonna turn this thing up. I set it about 35 pounds, more or less. It's probably not terribly important, but you want to stay under the 45 or 60 that the system normally pressurizes at. So pressure is set. I'm going to start it. Of course, it's loud and obnoxious. And if you look, we're barely gaining any pressure. All right, let's stop it. So hopefully you could see and hear. If not, I'll edit some sound. But I turned that on, and it only went up to about half a pound, and it wasn't climbing pressure. That's because I have the water heater on normal operation. All right, so I did that for just a minute or so, just to blow out the line going to the water heater, because this pump is trying to pump up pressure into a 7-gallon water heater, and that's bigger than any tire you own. So it's going to take a long time to pump up that water heater. We don't want to pump up the water heater. All we wanted to do was blow out the line between here and the water heater. So that should have blown out that line. And then now we're going to turn this water heater bypass to, or turn the valve to bypass. Now, if you don't have a Nautilus system somewhere where your water heater is, you've got usually a couple, 3 valves where you have to turn the bypass the water heater. So you have to look, if you have those type of water heaters, they all operate pretty much the same, but find it, look it up. If you've never done it before, you have to bypass the water heater. So now the water heater has been bypassed, and we'll crank up the compressor again. So start, and you see it quickly ramped up to 35 pounds of pressure. So we've got about 35-40 pounds of pressure in the plumbing system now, and that's what we want. So next we're going to start blowing out some lines. All right, let's head inside. We'll start with the bathroom sink. I think it's the closest to that Nautilus connection. So we have the system pressurized with air, and we're just going to open a valve. All right, and that pushed out some water. Didn't get all of it, but we lost all of our pressure from that pump. And that's the difference between using a tire pump and a real compressor, but the little tire pump is just so convenient, so easy to hook up and light and carry around. So next I'll show you what we do to fix that. Okay, so now there's two ways to do this. This compressor, or a tire pump I guess is a better terminology, does not restart like a compressor when it loses pressure. So two ways I've done this is right there, that window is in the hallway right across from the bathroom. So usually I just open that window, my wife gets in there, I operate the pump, she operates the handles. But she's not here today. So this is how I do it by myself to overcome the fact that that pump won't restart after it reaches pressure. All right, I just don't let it ever reach pressure. So what I do is I get my little timer out, I start up the pump, I record how long it takes to reach pressure, and then I'll go inside, I'll open a faucet and start the pump. So it's just blowing out of the faucet, you know, back up inside there, and not reaching pressure. And then I'll close that faucet, restart my timer, and let the faucet run for just under the amount of time it takes to pressurize the system, and then I'll open it back up again. So it can never pressurize, and I'll let it blow off that pressure, it'll blow out that water, and then it will eventually bleed out of those lines, and then we'll move from faucet to faucet and fixture to fixture till we've got them all blown out. So now this pump, I've done this several times, it takes about 20 seconds to pressurize once you get all, or not all, but once you get a good bit of the water out of the lines. When it first starts up, like we did a minute ago, it pressurized probably in 5 or 10 seconds because there's a lot of water in the line, so it doesn't have much room for air. So as we move some of the water out, it takes a little bit longer to pressurize. So let's see how that's going to work. Okay, back inside, I'm just going to open that cold valve that we blew out just a little bit of water a minute ago. I'm going to leave it open and head back out to the pump. Alright, let's head back inside. Alright, here we are back to our same little bathroom fixture. Like I said, I left this valve open. I don't know if you can hear out that window, but the pump is running, I can hear it. And there's a little bit of air coming out of that line. So the pump is not pressurizing. So when I close this valve, just 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. Alright, so the pump did not cut off. We didn't let it completely pressurize. Alright, so let's do that again. We'll shut it off. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. Open it up. So we're getting very little water mist out of this line now. So let's do the hot line. But we're going to open it first before we close that off. And then this hot line will 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. And we got air coming out and our pump did not cut off. So let's try it a little bit longer now. Cut that off, see what happens. Alright, close it. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000. Alright. Open it back up. I could hear the pump winding down. I don't know if you hear on the video. So this faucet is fairly well blown out. So next we'll just move to, here's the shower. So we'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna leave that valve open. We can close it because we got about 10 seconds now. So if I close that, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000, 6 1000, 7 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. And I cut the pump off. 10 was too much, but you can see the water coming out of there and the air coming out of there. So I had about 9 seconds really. I stretched to 10. So we'll go back outside. We'll leave that open and we'll turn that pump back on again, and then we'll keep it about 9 seconds for a little while longer until we blow some more water out of the lines. Alright, back inside. Back in the bathroom here. That shower is open, so we'll close it. 1 1000, 2 1000, 8 1000, 9 1000. and see most of the water come out of that line. So we'll do that again. I won't make you watch it. And open it once more. Just a little dribble of water out. So then we're going to go close that. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 9 1000. And we'll open the cold. And there we go. We got quite a bit of water coming out. Quite a bit of water. Kind of loses pressure and dribbles out. So close this and we'll just do that again. 1 1000, 9 1000, 10 1000. Alright, made it to 10 that time. So we'll get less water in the system. So we'll close that up. 1 1000, 2 1000, 14 1000, 15 1000. Alright, 15 seconds that time. So again, we're still getting some water out. I'm still going to work on this shower till it gets a little more water than is coming out of it out. But I won't make you watch this, and then we'll move on. All right, now I've got the bathroom sink and the shower just kind of blowing mist. I'm going to get them blowing a little more pure air here in just a minute, but let's get the kitchen blown out. I blew out the cold side already, and now we're getting a little bit longer time. It's easier to switch to a timer than counting all those seconds. So the cold valve is open. It's just blowing air. So let's close it. And then we'll start our timer. Should be getting close to 15 seconds now. So we'll just let the timer run. I'll speed this up. Switch it to hot. And I'll let the pump cut off. But that's okay. We'll go restart the pump. So a little bit too long. Again, you just gotta get that timing down. It does increase with the more fixtures you blow out, and it makes it easier. You can open and close and open and close and open and close till you get nothing but air, get all the mist out, and then your lines will be blown out. Okay, I'm not getting anything but mist out of this now. So we got one more fixture to blow out. So I'm going to, again, a little timer works better. I'm getting about 15 seconds now. So we're gonna cut that off, start the timer, and then we come inside. We need to blow out our line to our toilet. So give this thing 15 seconds, and then almost all air, almost no water, so that's good. So close the valve, let it pressurize, get our timer running, and almost all air. So our lines are fairly well blown out now. I'm gonna do a little bit more, get a little bit of mist out of these things, and then we'll come back. Okay, another round. We're pumping up. I got about 15 seconds now. And they're almost all air, barely, maybe a tad bit of mist. We're really done if we wanted to leave it at this point. So we'll do the hot side. Watch this crank up. And mostly all air, no water. That's what we want. All that line blowing. I'm going to open this low point drain one more time, and you can see got a little bit of water out of there. So I'm going to leave that open for a minute and crank up my compressor. Or actually, I'll close it. Crank up the compressor and blow that out just a little bit better. A little mist out of there. Close it. A little mist. Alright, and then one last thing that most everybody that shows you how to blow out lines doesn't do is this faucet on mine is labeled Winterize. So wherever that is on yours, if you have something that sucks up the pink stuff, we want to blow that out because that goes to our pump. And we want to blow out the line going to our water pump so that doesn't freeze. And that's got a little little glass bowl and a filter right before the pump, and it holds you know, a couple ounces of water, and the line holds some water, so we want to clear that out. Alright, my low point drain, I don't know if you can see from here, but it is open and there's nothing coming out. But watch this. Got this hooked up to the winterize port, and then we're going to switch our valves to tank fill. So that's mine, so it's blowing towards the tank and through the pump, so like the pump is picking up water, and start a pump. And look at all that water coming out of there. So that's coming out of, again, out of the water pump and out of the little bowl right before the water pump. So we got to blow that out too. That's something that a lot of folks doing this don't ever show you. And then one more change. We're going to switch it to Winterize, which is really the same on mine, is the same as City Fill, and then pump this up again. Not much, a couple slow drips, so that line is blown out. That's what we want. All right, all the faucets are blown out now, so the last place that we've got water that can freeze is down in the traps. So down in those sink traps in this low spot, that is the trap. So that is the only thing we need the pink stuff for. So 1 gallon of pink stuff will, instead of taking 4 gallons of it to winterize and suck up through all your lines, I can winterize maybe 4 times with 1 gallon. So it's about a 8 times reduction. What is that? So just a little bit down the trap. I'll do the shower trap and the sink trap. You don't need to watch that, but don't forget your toilet ball, and just pour a little bit so it sits on top of that ball and keeps that from freezing. There's no trap in the toilet, it's just a straight shot to the black tank. So a little bit on there, a little bit in all the traps, and we are done. That is easy peasy. So like and subscribe. Probably the next thing coming up is dehumidifier. This Medea Cube is probably the best dehumidifier I've had, but it might not be the best for an RV. And all the RV folks I watched videos of couldn't answer my one question that I'm going to answer for you in my in what should be my next video. So like and subscribe. If we don't see you out in the camp, we'll see you next time in the video.